Okay. Unmute. Okay, guys, I think I'm here. Let me know if you can hear me. Comments. All right, I see one watching. I don't know who's here, but I'm still trying to get set up, guys. Just give me. Hey there, Randy.
Hello.
Are you there? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Okay, sorry. Oh, goodness. Took me a minute. I couldn't figure it out.
Well, I can't either because I had to get a new, I don't know, it's not a laptop, it's a Chromebook.
Oh, yeah.
And because I didn't trust using my other one after I got hacked.
Yeah.
And it's hard because I had to go through and set up all new passwords.
Yeah.
And it's a nightmare if you have to do that. Seriously, I can't. Gotta figure out how to get this camera so it cannot just see my keyboard. It's like looking right at the keyboard, and Okay, there, we're getting better.
There you go.
All I've been doing the past week is opening up new accounts, new passwords. And it's a pain in the ass. A royal pain in the ass. I hope this never happens to me again.
Yeah, I can understand that one.
Have you ever had that happen where they like take your identity?
No, I haven't had that happen, but I had a friend and her husband's identity got stolen. And then my husband, his bank account got hacked one time.
Oh my God, that's happened to me. How did that happen? Do you know?
He shopped on Walmart.com.
What was the name of it?
Walmart.com.
No.
Yeah, so he was flipping out because he was trying to get to work and he had stopped to get gas that morning. And I told him, I said, sweetie, you got your credit card. So, because he keeps credit card for a backup. But he was able to get a hold of, like, I don't know, like the after hours for his bank. And
Yep.
they wind up returning his money and everything because they knew that he didn't make those purchases.
Oh my God. Well, mine is it's a little complicated because I believed it was something to do with an Amazon thing. And I believed that the person was from Amazon and they were not.
Oh yeah, don't ever jump in on those because
Oh my God, I did. And they had three gift cards waiting in my my cart on Amazon for $250 each. And if I didn't delete them immediately when I saw them, they would have charged those to me.
Yeah, you don't ever take anything like that.
Okay, they also charged money that came out of my PayPal account, and PayPal is investigating it now, but I don't think the odds are good that I'll get it back.
Yeah.
So I was devastated, like I was crying and losing it.
I feel for you, girlie. I feel for you.
Now wait a minute. I got to go to oh God, I got to go to YouTube now because I want to get my password back in there. Plus, I've been on the phone with the phone company, the bank, like all day, every day, and it's hard. I don't know how to, like, my mind feels like I'm losing it. Now I should see you, shouldn't I?
You don't see me?
No. What's the name of your channel? And I'll just go there instead of looking on the side.
Why don't you see me?
No, I mean like on YouTube. I don't see that you're live. I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed to you though.
Yeah, here. I'll send you a link.
Okay, that way I can just click on it.
Yeah.
Let's see. No, not that one.
All right, I sent you a link in Messenger.
Okay. Stephanie G. Oh yeah, let's see. Subscribed. Yep, I'm subscribed to all. Yep, I'm subscribed to all. There we go. Okay. All right. Now that I got you, I turned off my sound. I'm going to go to live chat. You know, I like to use the pop-out chat in YouTube.
Yeah.
I think it works better than the other one. Now I'm going to go looking for you on YouTube and just make sure that, I should have you there. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just using the free version, so.
All right, StreamYard. That's crazy that I don't see you on here as being live. It does that to me a lot, though. It's not unusual.
Where don't you see me live? On StreamYard or on YouTube?
No, on Facebook where... Oh, there you are. Now you are. Okay.
I'm not live on Facebook. I'm live on StreamYard and YouTube.
No, I'm sorry. I mean YouTube.
Well, I sent you the link.
No, I mean, okay, so when I go to YouTube and I look on the left-hand side and I have all my subscriptions showing and it shows who's live right now.
Well, it probably just hasn't updated. It probably takes
Yeah, that's what the problem was. I see you now.
Okay.
There we go. I just like to be able to make sure everything's all set. Yep, you're live. There you go. What are you making?
I came up with an idea that I want to try. So, are you okay with hearing the sounds of a sewing machine?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
You're going to sew paper together?
Yeah, I was watching somebody the other night and I got this idea, so I want to try it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use... Come on.
Well, now I'm scared to, my PayPal account is all shut down right now.
Yeah.
While they're investigating, and I'm afraid to go back and have it turned on because someone else told me that don't worry, it's just your password that you need to make sure you've changed. But I'm afraid to put my debit card. I got a new debit card.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to put it in there again. And I also what else did I do? I got a new debit card. Oh, I shut down, completely deleted, and canceled my Amazon account for now. Is that your sewing machine up in the corner there?
Do what?
Is that your sewing machine up in the corner?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just trying to get it set up.
What are you going to sew together?
I want to do some paper piecing, but I want to sew it.
Oh.
And maybe add some little fancies, like maybe some fabric or something.
Ooh. Cool.
All right. If don't get dizzy, I'm going to move my camera a little bit.
That's all right.
I'm sure it looks right.
I'm still trying to figure out my passwords and make sure I have them all written down right.
Come on, easy thing, plug in. There you go.
And we got that. Yeah. Wow, that looks like a fancy machine.
It's the Baby Lock Jubilant. Remember I was telling you about
Yeah.
Jen
I've
Yeah.
never seen them before.
and the Brilliant? And then I bought the Brilliant used.
No, I've never seen all that fancy new stuff.
This has a start and stop button along with the Brilliant, and you don't have to use the foot pedal.
No way.
I love it. It's so much easier.
Oh my God.
I love it.
I've seen where people are still using the old black ones.
Yeah, I absolutely love it.
Is it all like digital?
It's computerized.
Oh my God.
But this is like when I got this is like the perfect sewing machine for me. I don't get me wrong, I like my Brilliant. But I don't know. There's something about the Baby Lux that I like. I guess because they're computerized. Because like I don't know if you've ever watched Xena. She's got a singer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mechanical. I could not grasp the concept of that.
Yeah.
It was hard. And now I could probably run it now that I know a little bit more what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
But before, forget it.
Oh, geez.
All right, let's see. I'm trying to think, how do I want to do this? The girl I was watching the other night, it was an older video. She was just like doing paper, like making like clusters out of different papers.
Yep.
But I want to like incorporate some fabric somehow.
That sounds nice.
And then, with me doing the junk rolls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, this is a toilet paper roll. So I was trying to think like this is going to be totally an experiment. So I was thinking about like doing something like a junk roll with it,
Yep.
but doing like paper piecing and fabric. But I haven't figured out like how I want to get this to stay because I don't know. Maybe I would just have to put it all together and then just like clip it to the roll because I don't think I could glue it because it would like ruin it,
There might be glue that
like I would have to put it all together and then just like roll it if I
Hi,
wanted
Kelly
to.
Ann.
Huh?
Hi, Kelly Ann. Just Kel.
Hey.
What about when you sew it together? Doesn't it turn into one big long thing?
Yeah, but that's the thing. If I want to put it on this roll, I don't want to glue it because I wouldn't want it to, be stuck permanently. So like I was thinking about using old receipts that I've got, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think if I just made it and then just like I said, like keep continuing the receipts, like I could sew them together or glue them together, whatever, and then just like as I add on, just like like when I'm done with it or done working on it, just wrap it around here and then clip it.
I was watching somebody make one, and what they did was in the hollow part, they put some kind of a ribbon or rope or some kind of thing and attached some kind of a dowel or a wooden thing to the rope, and it worked somehow. I don't really know how to explain it, but it worked so they could unroll it on the end that was finished, like the end that shows on the very last end.
Yeah.
Had a wooden piece wrapped around it. And then there was they put rope in between and then hooked the rope onto the dowel somehow.
Yeah.
Not really rope, but maybe yarn.
Yeah. That'd be an idea, because you could even take like elastic and
Yeah.
just run it through, and then
Yeah.
that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, there's a couple different ways you can do it. You probably just maybe do a search on how to, I don't know. Maybe Kelly knows.
Yeah, the snippet roll. Well, Kelly, I don't know if you've seen it, but I have a junk roll. It's this one. This is about 10 foot.
Oh my God. Can you
Yeah.
open it a little bit?
Yeah.
That's just one long piece of paper?
Well, it's multiple papers glued together. You just add
Oh
on
my.
and add on and add on.
Oh my God. So now what?
Well, you can cut this up and use it however you want it. You can
Oh, I
make
see.
kernels out of it, whatever. I mean,
What was the base?
a paper towel roll.
Oh, yeah. And then you just glued each new piece together?
Yeah, I took like a regular full size sheet, like a copy paper or something,
Yeah.
glued it all the way around, but left a little bit of a tail out. And
Yeah.
then you just build from that tail and keep going.
Oh, wow.
Hey, there she is. There's the creator, Bonnie and Clive.
Hi, Bonnie and Clive.
Clive is her cat.
Oh, hi, cat. Hi, Clive the cat.
So I have. Do you ever watch? Do you know who Lovely Malia is, Randy?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Lovely Malia had got the idea off of Bonnie.
Oh, well, she knows how to do it. Ask her. That's nice. Or you could collage it, use it as a substrate and make one long art piece, make smaller art piece. Yeah. I've never really paid much attention to that, but now I will.
So Bonnie, I don't know how long you've been here, but I was just talking. I was watching an old video of somebody, and I was referring to you. How it's an older video, and you were just like sewing scraps and added maybe a little bit of fabric or whatever. So I came up with. I was trying to figure out like how I was gonna do it on old receipts, and trying to figure out how I could like get it to stay on the roll. And Randy had some ideas.
I can't remember who I saw. It was like somebody like Becky, or it could have been Dee Dee Willingham.
Yeah.
One of those that do those rolls all the time. It was really a cool thing. The piece of cording that she used had tassels on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like an old-fashioned thing. It looked old-fashioned.
So when I was watching your older video when you were sewing the pieces together just to use up your scraps and kind of like making a cluster, but sewing them together is how I took it. And so I was trying to think how I could get this to stay on a roll without having to glue it. But Randy came up with some ideas, so I don't know. So I'm just experimenting.
I like the receipt for the bottom part. That's a good idea. Because there's receipts everywhere. You know what I mean? There's always receipts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't organize everything. I've been in such a headspace. It's taken me like a week to sort of come out of it.
Yeah.
It felt like I was in a whirlwind of like a disaster happening, like the world was ending.
I can understand that.
Oh, it was bad. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't think. I couldn't do anything. I don't handle stuff like that well at all.
You know what bugs me the most that when I mess up is when I lose something. I'm like, dang nabbit.
Yeah.
I can't stand when I lose something.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're out and about and you drop something and don't realize it.
Kelly Ann. I had to leave my scavenger hunt journal, by the way, side for a few days. My printer ink hasn't come in yet. Oh, that's another problem too. If you want to do it and you can't because you're waiting.
Well, Bonnie, this packet you're looking at right here, that came from Malia. I bought 2 of them. So go figure.
Yeah. Huh. I think I might be able to start organizing my paperwork again. I had everything organized and then this little disaster happened and everything went to hell in a handbasket.
Wow.
And I'm trying to keep the papers to the Chromebook organized this time so I don't lose them.
What kind of Chromebook did you get?
It's a Hewlett Packard.
There you go. That one's a good one.
I don't know. I had an Asus. And I got so used to it. It was, I was learning it, and then kabang, this thing happens. And now Hewlett Packard is just a little bit too different for me. It's, oh, and guess what happened? I just turned it on and I was setting it up yesterday. And all of a sudden, I get this pop-up window that said, it was a recording, and it had 3 pop-up windows, and it said, your computer has been compromised. Do not shut it off. Please call this number at Microsoft and do this and that. And I said, this is not cool. So I scrambled around to try to find the Hewlett Packard number, and I called them up, and technician got on, and they said, no. They said that's some kind of a ransomware.
Yep.
And it's a good thing I didn't touch anything.
Yep.
So this is what the guy did. He went to already installed on it. When I opened it up was AdBlock Plus.
Yeah.
He went to that and he had me uninstall it and then reinstall, shut it down, bring it back up, and that took care of it.
Hey, Tina.
Tina.
Let me know if you want to join, Tina. I'll invite you or anybody else if you guys want to come on.
Yeah.
I'm doing the free version of StreamYard, so I can only get 6 people on screen.
Only? That's a lot. I couldn't handle 6 people because everybody would be talking at once.
Yeah, but it's fun.
I mean, I could handle it. I'm just saying. I don't know. I was live just a little bit ago. Kelly Ann. I don't know if yeah, only. I wonder if I can go to Kelly Ann's channel. And no, I can't. So is your name Kelly Ann Rawson for your channel? I'll go there and subscribe. And there's my banking. There's the Chromebook stuff. Kelly Eon. I wouldn't know where to look. Kelly Ann Rawson at Crystal Daisies. Woo! Let's see. Let's search for Kelly. Oh, is that a little cat kissing you? Yep, there she is. I'm going to subscribe. Oh, okay, I'm subscribed to Kelly. Bonnie and Clive. Might as well search for that one while I'm at it, right? Bonnie and Clive. Bonnie. No, I think I need something else. It's all coming up, Bonnie and CLYDE. Oh, wait a minute.
Bingo.
YouTube, channel, Bonnie and Clive. Oh, I got you now. Yay, thank you. Thank you, Tina.
Bingo.
Subscribed. Bonnie with a Y. What? I just saw one that didn't have a Y. And it had that little kid and the dog. I got Kellyanne. Mine is just what my name says, Randy Rabbit.
All right, Tina, let me send you a link.
Tina's a busy girl.
I got to remember how to do this.
I could forward mine from my Facebook to her.
How did I do that?
Where it says invite. On the bottom, you can click on that and just copy the link.
Oh, okay. I see it now. Thank you.
Yeah. And then put it in her Facebook Messenger window. All right. Got that.
There we go. I got it.
If you guys can see this stamp, it is, let's see how many inches it is. It's about 6 inches by 4. And I don't have a block big enough to an acrylic block. What else could I use to put it on? Any ideas from anybody? I don't have a big block like that.
Big block for your stamps.
No, like an acrylic block. Yeah, I don't have one big enough.
Gotcha.
I know there must be something else I could use. It's got little dots on it, and oh, you're a retired nail technician. I know. Oh my God. I don't know how to do it. I used to go to the nails and get acrylic nails all the time, and then I couldn't afford it anymore. And my nails are disgusting. They only are nice when I have acrylic nails on them. When am I supposed to go up? Tell me if this is the right way.
There she is.
Good morning, ladies.
Hi, Tina. Well, anyway, let me tell you about the butterfly. The butterfly is peel the stamp. It's for making a card, and it's got little gems that you put on the circles.
Randy, do you have the big shot?
No.
Oh,
Why?
I was gonna say you could use your plastic from your big shot,
Oh, I have a
or you got a pad like this.
I have those, yeah.
There you go.
It'll work on one of those.
Yeah, it's only about sticking it and pressing down. Yeah.
Ooh, I have a plate from a an old Cuttlebug.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There
Oh,
you go.
what about a no, that wouldn't work. Yeah, I do. I have a Cuttlebug plate.
What is your channel name again, Randy? Because I'm trying to find it so I can link it.
I don't know, but she's telling me how bad I'm doing with my nails.
Oh. It's Randy.
Corner to center. Corner to center. Oh God.
Randy, what is your YouTube channel again?
Just Randy and Rabbit.
Is it one word?
No, I don't think so.
I'm not finding you.
Let me look, because I don't know either
Comment in the
sometimes.
chat real quick. Just put hi.
Here, I got it.
You got it?
You got it? I couldn't find you.
Kelly
Why can't I
Ann's
find
cracking up.
you? No.
I also thought you're only supposed to do your nails straight across.
There you go, Tina.
Okay.
Not
Well,
supposed to make them into
there you
point.
guys go.
Thank you.
Because somebody asked for it, so I couldn't find it. Oh, it's no wonder I'm spelling rabbit wrong. Ha 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 ha. I could explain it.
It's a little tricky, isn't it?
Yep. I didn't know about the H.
I couldn't spell it the right way. It was taken.
Yep. All right. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. Yeah, I use this a lot. If I don't have one that sticks or too big, I find anything under the sun in my craft room to use because it's only about putting the pressure down, you know.
Oh, well, it won't stick to the back of that, right?
Yeah, they stick. I use this from some of my acrylics.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
I
Okay, I'll
got
give it a
terrible
try.
nails. I got terrible nails.
I do too.
What's wrong?
I do too much to even get to my nails. The only time you see fingernail polish on my nails is because my granddaughter was here and she paints them. But I mean, my nails are so stained from paint and inks. I soak them in Dawn dish soap. to try to get them clean. And then if I do paint them for some reason or another, I paint them a dark red so you can't see the crud underneath where it's stained on the tips. I used to bite my nails to make my nails bleed, and about 7-8 years ago, I quit chewing my nails.
Good for you.
No, it had to be longer than that. Oh,
I know the feeling.
it was after my mom passed away, because my mom always teased me that I chewed my nails in her womb.
Yeah. They used to try to stop me when I was young. They put that peppery stuff on it.
Oh, my mom tried everything. 15 years ago. And the only reason I think it stopped is because when I was on how do I put this kindly? When my mom passed away, I did not take it good. I was on the verge of a nervous breakdown. I lost my brother 5 years prior.
Oh.
And then my mom, who was the only parent that gave two shits about me. So I was very mad at the good Lord above.
Yeah.
So, and for 6 months, I wasn't myself, and I was put on medication for the first time in my life. I did it because I wasn't functioning for my children.
Were you suicidal?
I didn't get that far, but
Yeah.
I wasn't existing.
Yeah.
I was like a zombie. But you know what's really amazing? Even in this state of mind that I was in after my mom died, I still got up, made my children breakfast, dinner, lunch if they were home, still did the household chores, did the laundry, but then once I got it done, I went back to bed for 14 hours.
Yeah. I can relate to that.
And I told my kids dinner's in there because I was at a stay-at-home mom. I'd have everything prepared. And when they'd get home from school, I'd come out and I'd be like, when you're hungry, it's in the fridge. All you do is have to heat it up in the microwave.
How old were they?
That was my way of dealing. My daughter was
How old
16,
were they at
my
the
son
time?
16 and 12. So they weren't young, but not old,
Yeah.
My daughter did a lot. But I was put on medication. I went on medication for depression. First time in my life. And in that process of dealing, I went to grief counseling too. That was very helpful. Well, the thing is I couldn't mourn my brother properly because my dad was so angry about my losing my brother. My mom would cry if I even mentioned his name. And your husband, I'll be honest, your husband can only do so much to support you. He didn't, he's not a parent. He wasn't my brother's parent, I wanted my parent. I don't know, I guess. Even as adults, you want your parents.
Mm-hmm.
My mom never saw my grief. She was just snapping out of her grief. Because my mom, when my brother died in a car accident. Self-inflicted car accident is the way I guess I could put it.
Well, he ran into something?
He had a massive heart attack behind the wheel. Hit a tree head on.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, and this is the way my mom grieved. She took all his pictures down. You'd have never known I had an older sibling. That's how she handled it. Took everything and put it away. And I'd say 2 months before my mom died, and 5 years later, because he was in 2005, my mom died in 2008. We had a heated discussion, as I call it. And I'm like, you know what, Ma? You know what really bothers me? What? Is I have a brother. And he may be gone. But you never know it walking in this house. I said, where are the pictures of Timmy and I? If you don't want to put all these, because my mom had pictures of her kids and grandkids all over. I said, if you don't want to understand, you put some away. But I said, Timmy and I paid good money because me and my brother both stood in a wedding. And we had our pictures professionally taken from the photographer. My brother was in a different color than I was. That he asked the other guy that I was standing with for his bow tie and cummerbund, so that we matched. And we had this like profile with all these different poses of my brother and I, and then we had a big one in the center, and then we had one that we let her choose after we gave her the first profile, and let her choose, and then we got one made a 10 by 13. I said, where is that? I said, at least put that out. We paid over $300. We paid like $200 for that to be done. And she finally put that back up, and then a picture of my brother and my nephew. So she was kind of coming around a little bit. And she passed away from a massive heart attack at a garage sale 5 years later. So 2 months prior to that, we had this discussion, and she told me that she didn't realize how bad I was hurting. Because I didn't tell her what I was going through because I was protecting my mother.
Yeah,
I lost
it's
my
hard.
mother and my mother-in-law in a matter of months. My mom in August, and then my mother-in-law in November, and then me and my husband and I is one of our closest friends in January. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
That's crazy. No wonder you were in bed.
Mm-hmm. And in the following June, we lost our best friend.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. And then I lost my other brother 5 years after my mom.
What happened?
He had my brother Jamie. He had a heart attack, and they put a stent in him. And basically, he got told if he didn't change his lifestyle, he wouldn't be around long, and he didn't.
Oh.
And he had aneurysm.
What was the lifestyle? Drinking and smoking and stuff?
Drinking, drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. At an early age, and then
Yeah.
he wouldn't give up the bottle.
Well, I have effects from that too.
Well, I made him get things in order because I said to him, he was my foster brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I have no legal say. So if you don't put things in order. So he had me and his real sister, Chris, down as people to make the decision equally. That was the hardest thing I ever did because I had to sign a piece of paper to stop the machine. It was keeping him alive.
Oh no.
I mean, it's hard to look. Yeah, to look at his dad, and his dad's like, "Can we try one more test?" We did everything for his dad. Every time his dad would ask the doctor to run another test, we knew the truth. He didn't. What parent, at any age? I mean, my brother was in his 50s or 40s.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Chris, that's his real sister, would run these tests just so his dad had no doubt. And then we sat down as a family because I was always considered his kid sister. And his dad finally said, I guess we have to let him go. But to actually have to sign that paperwork to say, yep. Because he had a living will.
Oh, yeah.
So he had me and his sister appointed equally on it. So we both had to agree on it.
Oh, boy.
But it still was hard.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a hard thing. You're signing a piece of paper for me. Somebody alive. But we knew his
I don't know.
wishes.
That's
the
crazy.
thing I had to get in my head.
Mm-hmm.
That he already had things put in order. We just had to follow through what he wanted. But yeah. And is this Kel? Okay, please, thanks. Okay, sorry. No worries. Someday I'll explain why I don't like Kelly for my name. It's a long story. I don't like Tina. My name is actually Tina Louise.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Is it
And I
after
just
that
found out.
actress?
Huh?
Is it after the actress?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. I just found out about, let's see, 5-6 years ago. It was after my mom passed away. My mom only used both my names, Tina Louise, if I was in trouble, okay? Tina Louise, you know? My
Yeah.
dad uses both my names when and if he talks to me. It's always been Tina Louise. And one time I thought, I don't know why I said it. I'm like, why are you yelling at me? You know? And he goes, I'm not yelling at you. I'm like, then why in the hell are you using both my names? Just Tina's fine. And he says to me, but that's your name. I'm like, yeah, Tina's my first name, Louise is my middle. And he's like, no, you have no middle name. And I look at him like, what the hell are you talking about? And holy shit, I looked on my birth, I never paid attention to my birth certificate. Well, I needed it twice in my life. Here's a job permit and here's your marriage license, And I looked at my birth certificate and holy shit, yep, Tina-Louise, no middle name. Oh, like, damn. And then I'm like, I wonder if I can get in trouble because I've never wrote my name like that. So I called Social Security Department because I was like, wait a minute. All my legal things are Tina, middle name Louise. I've never did Tina Louise as first name. Well, then he looks up my birth certificate. I have two different versions of a birth certificate. I have one that reads Tina-Louise and one that reads Tina and then Louise is middle name. So we left it that way because Social Security is like, well, we have it down as Tina, middle name Louise. So according to my dad, it's one. He's, well, somewhere along the lines, it may have been, but somebody had changed it thinking it was a screw up. And they changed it to just a middle name and put the hyphen out. I'm like, good, leave it that way. I said, so I'm square at Social Security. And he goes, you're square. I'm like, okay. He goes, what made you all of a sudden 45 years old, 45 years later? I said, I had a conversation with my dad. I thought he was always yelling at me. I felt sorry. I always thought that man was yelling at me. No. I even asked my aunt. My aunt's like, yeah, your mom hated that. She may have did that and not told your dad. Can't find out now. She's gone. Because my mom did not want my mom named my brother, so my dad felt it in his heart that he should be able to name me. Yeah, thanks, Dad. And then to top it off, guess what he named my sister? Instead of giving her just a regular, different name that has no consistent with mine, he named her Christina.
What do you guys think?
That's cool.
Good. But now what are you going to do with it?
I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I'm just experimenting.
Okay, you're just making little
That's
pieces and
your
then
sewing machine next to you, Steph?
What?
Is that a sewing machine next to you?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Look at all those digits.
is it possible to put your camera just on the sewing machine? Or if it's too hard to move your camera, don't. But
Yeah. That's a cool
wow.
looking sewing machine. I got an embroidery machine for $20 at a Say This Is or
Oh, really?
and I don't know how to use it yet.
Really, when Jen Wren got her Baby Like Brilliant, I was like hooked. Because I started out with the singer like Zena's, and that thing was just too mechanical for me. I couldn't catch on. And then I got this Jubilant, and because I couldn't justify spending $1,000 on the Brilliant like Jen's with being a new sewer. Well, the what is it? Thanksgiving weekend, that weekend for shopping. The sewing machine the sewing shop that I got this machine from, they had the Brilliant selling for a used machine, so it was the same price as this. So I bought it.
Cool.
I'm going to be right back, ladies. I'm going to go get my clothes out of the dryer.
Okay.
Be right back.
Look at all the different stitches. Now, do you turn the
There's
dial for the different stitches, or do you press a button?
there's 80 stitches on here.
Damn. And I have for 20. I have 14. But yeah, I got my brother embroidery. I
Yeah.
can figure out how to use it. It's a nice machine. It's brand new and was still in a box with everything. I couldn't believe it was only $25. I looked that up, I put it in my carton and looked it up. That's a $400 machine.
Oh yeah.
So
You need
I
it.
figured if I can't use it, I'm gonna sell it for $100.
Oh girl, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I have an obsession with sewing machines. Jen and Zena and them rag on me now.
Yeah.
Because
I
I
got
have
my
so
little
much
singer, and then I got that little itty bitty one I bought, which I don't like. It's a pain in the ass.
Trust me, once you rip that brother out, I think you'll like it. I really
Yeah.
do.
This is the one I used for paper. But it's
Yeah,
such
I've
a
seen you
pain
use
in
that
the
one.
ass. I really don't want to use my. Is this the right bag? I mean, I grabbed the right. Nope, that's my brother's. Scan and cut. Hold on. Look at that. There it is. It took me forever to get this when the needle broke. This little baby one, I call it the baby sewing machine. It's so weird. I feel like it's a child sewing machine. I mean, it works nice. It just was a pain in the ass when the needle broke on me. Because I got fat fingers. I had to wait for Diamond. Diamond's the one that did it for me. Get it back in order for me. I think I did. All right. Boom. And boom. I haven't used it for so long. Look at the baby little pedal. Oh, where can I put it?
Cute.
Ooh. Hey, stop. Plus, I don't. Oh,
All right.
yeah, she did a good job getting that back in order for me. Boom. But yeah, this was a big bugger to get the needle on. Oh, yeah. But, for doing paper, it has 12 little stitches. They're so mighty.
Well, that's not bad. I mean,
Yeah.
it gets the job done, right?
Yeah, because I don't want to use my good sewing machine for paper because it does ruin your sewing. It will eventually get too much paper dust in there, and that's why I don't want to use my big one. So I bought this little bugger, but I tell ya, sometimes getting the stitches or the needle when it was a pain in the ass with fat little fingers. So I waited for Diamond. Oh, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Where I want to put it? Oh, yeah, right here. There we go. Oh, can I put it in there? Put it in there. Okay. What should I color? A color. I got my color. My other stuff would happen. I love, my art journals. I love my art journals. I'm rough on these babies. I keep saying that. I broke it again.
Oh my goodness.
I had to tape it. I only got that many left in this. I have another one in the mail tomorrow.
All right, so I made this one.
Are you doing BMO's little cluster challenge? Put a piece of metal on there and a sticker. There you go. Put a piece of metal on there and join BMO's cluster challenge right now. Is that what you're doing? I like your pajamas, Randy.
Excuse me.
Kel, where do you live?
Who?
Kel.
Oh. Oh. What do I want to call her?
Oh, we're neighbors. Hi, neighbor.
Where are you, Randy?
Mass, Western Mass.
Ah.
I'm in the corner of Brattleboro, Vermont, and
Pretty country.
I'm closer to Brattleboro, Vermont than anywhere
That's
else.
what I heard. It's very beautiful there. Up in
Maine.
Vermont. At least in romance stories they make it out to be. I think we'll do her. So, what do I want to do? What do I want to call her? Actually, we're going to do her.
I have a deer cam that I watch on YouTube that's in maybe Brownsville, Maine, and it's a family has a camera focused out on their property, and they have about 6 troughs of food that they put out for the deer. And it's so cool. I love it.
I got to put some stuff away before I get going here.
Yeah. Are you familiar with Mass, Kel? It would be my luck that you're way up near Canada. Canadian border. Oh, you're not. Okay, so you must not live near Massachusetts at all. But we're still neighbors. New England. I'm a very shy recluse. Okay. Lewiston, Maine. It sounds familiar. Like I've heard people say, Lewiston, Maine before. Very shy recluse, but you're not shy on here, so that's good. Tina, I can't believe that you would be a shy recluse.
What?
I can't believe you would be a shy recluse.
Oh, I'm not shy. I'm a recluse, but I'm not shy. I'm a homebody. I like staying home. I don't go out too much.
Yeah, but you're not the shy type, right?
No. I think no.
Let me see. Stephanie is middle of the road.
I don't have to have a driver's license, so I.
Oh, you don't? Yeah.
No, I don't drive because of my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to wait for my husband, or if one of my children will take me, or even my friends of my daughters will. Hey, I'm going to Walmart, Mom. Massey, do you need to go? You know, I got a lot of people like that in my life. Oh, and my neighbor across the road, she comes and gets me just so she has a companion when she goes shopping. Even if I don't need anything, I'll go with her. 'Cause she's 65.
Mhm.
But yeah. But I think it comes from my childhood too, because I lived on a dead end road with no children. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I bet Stephanie's in the middle of the road, not shy, but not real.
3.
I'm just being quiet right now because I'm concentrating.
Sorry. Oh.
I can't talk and think at the same time. Sorry, guys.
No, I know. I hear you.
I'm not trying to be a bad host.
No, I don't think of you that way. I was just going through each person and saying whether they're shy,
7, 8.
reclusive, or whatever.
Well, growing up, I was really shy and like I wouldn't talk back to anybody. But now, watch out. You make me mad, I'm gonna go after you.
Okay, so you went the opposite direction.
Yeah. Ask my mom. She'll tell you about our mother-daughter fights.
10.
For me, it just depends. It depends on if I'm feeling comfortable or not, or if I'm in a really bad mood and I'm pissed off. Then I'll like bypass the shy side, and it all depends on the situation for me too. And who the people are, if I'm like strong right now or not.
I'll tell you what. My mouth tends to fly to hubby because he aggravates me so bad.
I like that pink and black material.
Yeah, it's got a heart and a kitty cat.
Like it. Oh, the tail. I swore to myself I was going to fold the laundry now every time because I usually leave it and then 3 days later it's still sitting there.
I do that too. And the other night I told my husband, he came home from work, I said, I'm pretty impressed with myself. And he goes, why? I said, I did the laundry and I actually folded it and put it away.
Well, I don't know if I'm putting it away, but at least
I have I don't go out much, so it's not like I have a lot of laundry. It can stay in one basket because I'll grab it out every day, But I put it away. But I had 2 weeks worth of laundry because I had such a cold that I didn't do squat.
Well, the thing I'm folding now is I have an older dog and she has incontinence problems sometimes. And the other day she did have a big one. And so I have I put these 2 green towels over this pad that what used to be, this lady had the pads for your bed, And so I put that down, then I put 2 towels down and she went right through all of it. So I had to go wash it. I put a dog diaper on her last night, but she didn't use it. I don't know. I think she's just going to keep getting worse now.
It's like our cat got an infection in one of her nipples.
Ooh.
And we took her to the vet. And you're looking at almost 3,000, and the lump is like a size of a nickel.
Yeah.
She kind of got scratched it a lot and it started bleeding. That's how we noticed it. So we found little blood spots where she laid.
Mm-hmm.
Took her to vet. It's I don't remember the name of it. Some long ass word.
Yeah.
We could surgically remove it for $2,000.
Oh.
And I'm like, I don't have $2,000. And right now with Scott's medical bills, if I had $2,000, that's where it's going.
Yeah.
I love my cat. Don't get me wrong.
No.
And then the medication, he says to me, was $325.
What, for a month?
For just this little bottle.
And
that
what's that going to do?
it's an antibiotic. So I call my friend. I have a friend that's a large animal vet. He
Mhm.
says, I call him. He said, yeah, the surgery's probably right, but he says, don't get that medication.
Why? It's just a waste.
Well, yeah. He says, first of all, when he comes to something, and he had me send pictures of what is going on with my cat.
Yeah.
So he told me to grab her, peroxide the living hell out of that spot, get that infection going. Oh, and he's bringing me in some antibiotic cream for her. He
Mhm.
says, I'm sorry, I love my pet, but I don't have that money. I don't have that type.
No, I know.
It's
That's
not a guarantee.
no.
So, and right now with my husband being in a hospital for overnight and all the procedures they did on him, yeah. But
No, you can't. I get it.
yeah. So, and it's not phasing her. It's if I went to fill out the blood spot, I'm thinking, what the hell's this from? And realizing that's where she lays, we wouldn't have known. She's not acting any different. So, I mean, she's 13 years old. She's not a young cat. And that's
My
another-
dog is 13.
And that's
You
the
guys
thing.
think-
When it gets
No,
to a
I
certain-
can't.
I mean, we'll let her live a happy life, and if she gets to a point, we'll just, that's
Yeah.
a good step. We'll just let her go and go to the rainbow.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't have that
No.
type of money. I feel bad, but I just don't.
No, I hear you. I don't either. I don't know what's going to happen either.
Yeah,
Just the way it is.
yeah.
Well, it's not like we can prevent anything from happening to him.
Yeah.
That's like my first cat that I had gotten from my dad. She was solid black. Her name was Precious. And yeah, I think me and hubby were either about to get married or we just got married. But it was sometime before we had bought this house, because we bought this house the weekend we got married. So anyway, she had kidney disease.
Oh.
And the vet had given me medicine, and he's like, look, I'm going to be honest with you. He's like, some cats live forever with it. He says some cats go downhill real quick. And Ron, he was like ready to spend all this money. I said, no. I said, there's no guarantee that she's going to live. When it's her time, it's her time.
Yeah.
So we're not going to go in debt for a cat.
That's where me and Scott are. We're already in debt for medical for Scott.
Yeah. No, you can't. I know how that is exactly. It's so sad, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, me and Ron, we're kind of in some medical debt right now, and we're still paying the shower off, but I'd rather be in that kind of debt than a debt to a vet place,
Yep.
We meet with Scott's work next week to figure out, because with this hospital trip we met our deductible from 20. I said to my husband, you couldn't have did this in the following year? No, you had to do it at the end of the year. But they still have to cover it as a deductible year. But we've never met a deductible, so we don't know what to do. So we're going to Scott's work and meeting with the lady that handles all that insurance stuff and all that, because we finally got all the bills from it. And once we figure out what we do, it kills me. Why do we just send one damn bill from the hospital? We don't need the doctor bill. We don't need the MRI. We just give us one damn bill.
That's what I don't understand about the vet medicine and in the vet field. It's like, in some ways, it seems like pets are only for wealthy people.
Yep.
And I don't know what the problem is with the payment situation. They don't. I don't
My
understand.
daughter has
that.
pet insurance.
It's expensive.
Yeah, she has 2 huskies, and her husband's insured offers pet insurance for $10 extra a month. She took it out. Well, it's $10 per animal, so it's $20. But she took it on. She was grateful because it's come in handy. But
where did she find something for $10 a month though?
it's through her husband's work insurance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, Tina, I think you've heard this story, but I'll make it short. Randy, the cat we have now, she electrocuted herself. Yeah, she had a burn mark across her tongue, and she still has a chunk of meat missing on the side of her mouth. But anyway, when it happened, it was during the day, and my hubby was at work, and I called him. I said, "You got to come home," and I thought she was literally gone because I had a lamp in here that she started chewing the cord on, and my hubby had wrapped up black electrical tape around it, hoping it would keep her away while she still got through it because she had knocked my lamp over. And I'm like, now what are you doing? Well, when I walked over, she had her paws wrapped around the cord and her mouth was wrapped around it, biting into it. And I heard the zzz.
Oh,
Yeah, so I flipped out. So my hubby come home. I stayed on the phone with my mom. I was like, Mom, just stay on the phone with me till Ron gets here so it doesn't seem like it's taking me forever. Because his drive from work to here is like 45 minutes without break.
oh no.
So he finally gets here, and I had a box ready and everything because I literally thought she was gone. Well, anyway, he comes in and he was like, Stephanie, she's alive. And I was like, what? And she was sitting there and she looked like she had literally smoked some serious weed. She was zoning. And so Ron, I called the vet. He took her to the vet. Well, they have a couple locations of the vet we go to. The one location, they weren't set up to keep her. But since then, they have remodeled that place to keep animals. So he took her to their main location, and their main location is on his way to work. I said, well, why don't you take her to the main location, go back to work, and tell them you'll pick her up when you get off. So that's what he did. And then on the way to work the next morning, they wanted to keep her again, just to make sure her lungs didn't fill with fluid and everything. But the vet said that the amount of electricity that went through her because she peed herself, and the vet had asked about that if she peed herself. He said the amount of electricity went through her, it stopped her heart and restarted it again. And that's why she peed herself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, crazy, isn't it?
That must have been pretty wild.
But see, when I called the location for our vet that wasn't set up to keep her, they wanted us to take her to emergency vet. And I said, no, Ron. I said, they're too expensive. I said, we don't have that kind of money. I said, see if you can take her to the other location. And they took her. I mean, yeah, it was still a vet bill, but it was half the price an emergency vet would be.
Yeah, I thought that out. Emergency vet. For the
Yeah.
cat. $400 later
No.
for just a burst that is common through animals and could have healed by itself. Yeah. What am I doing? Oh, 325. 323.
I don't get it. It's too much.
316. There you go. Oh.
So what happened to her after?
She, well, when he picked her up the second night after work, we had medicines to give to her to help the pain. And she was, of course, it made her sleepy, so she slept a lot. But yeah, and we had to put her on soft food to her mouth healed. But she had a black mark across her tongue.
Wow.
And then, like I said, she still got a chunk of her mouth missing on the top part on the one side.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yep. So now me and Ron make the joke. Cats are supposedly have 9 lives. Well, she used 8 of them that day, so she's got 1 left.
Did she make any like cat sound, like yeah, or anything like that?
No, she had knocked over my lamp, and that's what led me to seeing her doing something. I'm like, now what are you getting into? And when I walked over, she had her paws in her mouth wrapped around that cord, and I heard the zzz, zzz. I was like freaking out.
Were her eyes open?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was freaking out. I called Ron. I was like, you have to come home. Because I think we have a dead cat. When he got here, she was alive. I was like, oh my god.
What was she doing while you were waiting?
Well, obviously I don't know. I mean, obviously she peed herself. She was awake, and she was just sitting there because like she didn't know where she was. She was zoning.
Yeah.
Dazed and confused.
Yeah, he had smoked some serious weed. It looked like.
Oh my god.
So he got her in the cat carrier, and then he said once he had her in the cat carrier, like the second time, like leaving the location that I called to the main location, she had like came to. She was meowing because she meows because she don't like a cat carrier.
Oh well, that was good news.
But they still wanted to keep an eye on her and give her some pain meds and everything.
So that must have cost you an arm and a leg.
I don't remember the bill, but I can tell you it was a lot cheaper than than emergency vet.
When we found the spot by our cat's rectum, which I didn't know about doing the glands.
Yeah.
Well, I take my cat to a country vet, a large animal vet. He gives her shots. He does, and he only cost me a case of beer because he's a buddy of ours. He's a friend of my husband's friend. So he did that. I didn't know he was doing that. Well, COVID happened, and I skipped the yearly shots that we give her that he gives her.
Yeah.
Because I don't go all shot crazy on my cat. It's not like she's outside, so I just get the rabies or whatever. And he cleans her glands. Well, I call him up. I send him a picture, and it burst.
Oh.
So he did say he's in Florida. He goes to Florida in the winter. I had to take her. He says I'd take her to vet. I get to this emergency clinic, $400 later, and all they did is shave around the spot, put a coat of shame on her, and gave me an antibiotic.
Yeah, that's kind of.
I said to Scott, weak, because they're like, it'll heal on its own. I'm like, I told Scott, what they did, we could have did. I already had a coat of shame. We could have got your razor out and did it ourselves. And gave her, and we didn't give her the antibiotic anyways because we couldn't get her to take it. Or it was a pain. They gave her an antibiotic there and gave me a pain thing. How do you know your cat's in pain?
Well, was it liquid or was it a pill?
Liquid with little needles.
Okay, let me give you a tip. You take them and you wrap them up in a towel and hold them like a baby, and it's easier to get it in.
Yeah, I learned that now. Because that's how I've been holding her like a baby when we've been peroxide in a spot. And they just calm right down. But yeah, I almost died when Scott had to pull them when they told us that Scott had to run a bank and take it out of our health savings. We have a health savings account that we don't touch.
No.
We had to pull it out of that to pay for the cat. I'm thinking maybe $100.
Oh God.
And then when they told me $400, I was like, damn.
Those emergency places are going to be higher than a regular vet.
Yep. So I told Scott, I'm never going in there again.
Yeah. It's hard to make the decision. It really is.
We didn't. The thing is when we brought her home in, we asked them just to look at it. We didn't ask for any treatment. They took it upon themselves to treat her. And then they're like, oh, we ran this test. They were telling me, I'm like, who gave you the permission to run this test? Well, she has a heart condition. She has da-da-da. I'm like, well, no wonder her heart's not in whack right now. This is a cat that has, I think, twice in her whole life been in a cat carrier. What the hell do you expect her? They wanted to, and I'm like, I was pissed. I'm like, I asked you to look at that spot, not anything else. Oh, yeah. They took it upon themselves. I think they fully took advantage of Scott and I. For them to shave a little quarter spot, it was the size of a quarter. And and I had my own cone of shame, and they wouldn't use it.
I don't get that either. That's bullshit.
Yep.
All right, guys, I'll be right back. I gotta use the potty. I'm gonna get me something to drink.
Yep.
So this time around,
No more.
No more. Not that
I
I don't
hear
know.
you.
She'll be okay.
I got to the point with my other dog that I had to just make him comfortable, and that was it.
Mm.
I couldn't keep paying.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to just keep prolonging his suffering anyway.
The thing is that she's not suffering, so we're just treating it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, you would never even know this little spot that she has.
Yeah.
And I've been peroxiding it 2-3 times a day, and it's going away. So it's getting the infection out.
I read in a magazine one time about like home remedies for animals, and they said if your animal dog or whatever has a like one of those wart type things on their body, to put apple cider vinegar on it.
Oh.
And they said not just the regular kind, the kind that has the mother of the vinegar in it. So I went to the health food store and I bought a bottle. And this was a while back. And I use it sometimes when she gets those things. And what it does is it dries it up. Then it scabs over and comes off. So I just keep doing it till it's gone. It saved me money, I'll tell you that.
Well, like he said, this may be cancer.
Yeah.
I mean, they can run a test, but my vet I talked to, that's a country vet. I call him my country vet. He told me once the animals get cancer, you might as well just, especially in cats, just make them comfortable.
Yeah,
because it's not going away.
Yeah, I know.
So that's, we're watching her closely.
Well, it is an animal. I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but it's not like it's a person and you're trying to keep them alive. I mean, you can only do so much. If you have endless amounts of money, you can do what you want, but
yeah.
I can't.
Well, we just had a huge plumbing issue here, and we got lucky because they gave us 3 options in order how to fix it and what they would cost. Well, actually, there was one cost, and if the 3 options wouldn't work, it was going to cost even more to get in there to do what they needed to do. Well, in the end, the first option wound up working, so our charge for that day was only $98.
Ooh.
Wow.
But there's something else that they need to do that's going to cost us $3,500.
Wow.
Hey.
So I told Ron, I said, between your state income taxes and your bonus money, I said maybe we'll have enough and we can just pay that off instead of going into debt again. Because like I said, we still got some medical debt with Ron, and we're still paying off our shower we had put in.
Yeah, I don't even look at Scott's medical bills at the moment. They've been coming and we've been piling them up because we decided the end of January, we'll open it.
How many more days you got?
Yeah. We just decided we weren't doing it, looking at it till the end of January. It's going to be crazy. I know it's going to be. MRI, CT scan, heart, you name it, all that.
My God.
And then guess what? I looked right at the doctor and I said, he probably has a migraine. He's probably got a pinched nerve in his neck because he couldn't turn his neck. When I walked in and he described to me what his symptoms were, I'm like, you have a migraine. He had a full-blown blackout migraine.
Oh, God.
Doctor says, no, I think it's more. Well, the CT scan came back negative. They did 2 CT scans on that man when he first came into hospital and then one the next day. So I could only imagine that.
Yeah.
Only for me to show up on Saturday for him to call it, a migraine Aurora. I'm like, wow, why did we pay for you when I diagnosed him.
What do you say?
You told me I didn't know what the hell I was talking about because I have migraines, and what he described to me is exactly the type of migraines I get. Scott's never experienced them. Plus, he was at work, so he had to go. They didn't give him a choice.
Well, hopefully you warm up, Kel.
What is she doing?
You're gonna go lay down in her bed under a comforter.
Oh, good. Bye.
Yeah,
Nice to meet you.
Scott had to fix our snowblower today. He got it somewhat fixed, and then he's got to finish it in tomorrow. And then he can do our driveway. He did his dad's, but didn't get ours done before it started acting out.
Did she want to join? Is that what she meant? Or is she just glad to be here and chat? If she wanted to
Thanks for letting me. I think she just meant share.
Oh, okay. I wonder if I left out. Yes, I'm munching on M&Ms.
What?
I said I'm munching on M&Ms.
Oh, I gotta get something to eat too. I'm hungry.
I got the sniffles. I'm sorry.
No, you better be sorry for having the sniffles. You're not supposed to have the sniffles. Ever.
I'm going to mute for a second. Okay.
Gonna blow her nose.
Yep. Gonna try to.
Man, in the mornings, I have to get my son to blow his nose and I have to help him.
Oh boy.
Oh my God, the kid's got like 20 pounds of crap to come out of that nose. I'm like, can you breathe now? I said, all that garbage come out. And he just giggles at me.
I know, you wonder where it goes or is, because their heads are so little.
Okay, there we go. That's better. Hey, I'm an adult and I can't get that one out.
It's like, how do they empty their little nose cavities or sinus cavities?
Well, it took us the longest time to teach him how to blow his nose because he couldn't grasp the concept of it.
Yeah.
But his teacher messaged me the other day, and I don't know what made him think to do this, and he knows better than this. She had to get on him to put his shoe back on. He was looking at the bottom of it. Oh my goodness. I was like, really? Oh my God. He got him. I said, we need to have a chat, buddy. And he looked at me like he was all scared. I was like, there's nothing wrong. We just need to have a chat.
What did he say?
Well, I gave him examples. I said, well, you wouldn't want this done, or you wouldn't want this done, you know. I said, you wouldn't do this. I said, because it's gross, right? And he kind of shook his head, and I said, well, then you don't lick your shoe, the bottom of your shoe. I said, you can get seriously sick from that. You don't do that. You know better.
Oh, he was licking it.
Yeah, the bottom of it.
Did he say why? No
I
reason?
I didn't ask him.
Yeah.
I just told him, you know, you don't do that. You don't want to be sick. I
Yeah.
said, you're walking outside. I said, you're walking through the school. I said,
Yeah.
anywhere you walk. I said, you step in stuff. I said, you don't want to lick the bottom of your shoe, buddy.
Oh. It does make sense to me, though, that kids, like, how do they learn certain things unless somebody teaches them? Like, it's almost as though sometimes kids just know things without even being taught. Because, like, a child, how would they know not to do that? I mean, they don't know that everything's dirty on the ground. How do they know that?
Well, I think he knows because he doesn't like anything on his hands. He don't like to be dirty. He don't like his hands dirty.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, but he's a weird.
Mm.
I've always been curious because obviously this is my first and only kid, but
Mhm.
yeah, I did babysit for a living growing up, but I was never good with babies. And even when he was born, I still wasn't good.
Yeah.
They say when you have your own kids, you can tell the difference between cries. Not me. Shoot.
It's not that easy for me either.
So anyway, what was my point? I always wondered how babies knew like how to push to go number 2. It's like, how do they know?
Well, I don't think my daughter like teaches that to hers, but I told them like, hold your stomach. I told Scarlett, hold your stomach in real tight and then squish with your butt. Like,
Well,
squish it with your butt.
well, I'm talking about like when they're babies, they're on formula and stuff,
Oh, I think it just
Natural.
when it comes out.
Yeah.
But when we were potty training him, we could not get him to comprehend that when he was ready to go number 2, he had to go in the potty instead of his underwear.
Yeah.
Well, there was one night, we don't know what made it click, but Ron worded it different. Ron told him, he said, when you feel like you have to push, you need to go sit on the potty. And like within a half hour later, he comes out of the bathroom, Mommy, I pooped. I was like, oh my goodness, where? And, and he was like, in the potty. I was like, oh my goodness. So I hollered for Ron because he was downstairs. I said, somebody went to the potty.
No, it's a big deal if you don't know what it's about.
Boys are harder to train too, I tell you.
Well,
What?
he has the pee-peeing in the potty at down pat. It was just going number 2.
Yeah.
He was doing it
Yeah.
in his underwear.
Yeah, mine with Xavier too. I could not. Yeah, it drove me crazy. Diamond, she had it done in a week. Xavier, oh God.
But yeah, when Ron said when you feel like you have to push, you go sit on the potty, and ever since then, it's not been a problem. For some reason, he comprehended that. Then telling him that when you have to go number 2, you go on the potty, not in your underwear.
I know some of this stuff is like, how do they actually grasp it? Because if you think about their vocabulary, it's like so limited, and then we're trying to tell them things that they might not even know what that means yet. I get like freaked out about how does the brain work,
I don't think we'll ever understand the brain.
No, there's too many weird things going on in there.
One. That's why we can't understand killers.
Yeah, I love watching stuff to see what's going on in their brain.
Because they don't understand it themselves. I mean, what makes a person just say, okay, I'm going to go out and kill 4 people a day?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or I'm going to go do a mass shooting.
I don't know. Some of that is just, they're just angry.
But you know what pisses me off about this when it comes to mass shootings is like here in the Cincinnati area, you hear about a shooting every day on the news locally, okay? But when there's a mass shooting, all the news outlets, whether they're local or national, they're all saying, mental illness.
Yep.
That's bullcrap. You don't mention when it's a local shooting.
Yep.
That irks me.
Yep.
Well, remember when we had 9/11?
Yeah.
And that was a point in time where a lot of the funding for mental health got scrapped. And they started closing down places so they could use it for the war. Like the money that was going to.
And I also think there's a lot of this mental illness that are excuses. My childhood bullshit.
Well,
You know,
what I wanted to say about that other thing was that when they started closing down like clinics and places like that, they took away a lot of places where people that had mental illness could go. And now they're just out there because there's no place for them to go. There's no treatment. There's just nothing.
there's
And
treatments.
that's what bothered me so much was they were shutting down places just because they felt like
There's
they had
more
to take
treatment
that
for
away.
mental illness than people realize.
It just pisses me off that they did that because it's like sometimes people don't want to admit that they might need help. They don't go for it.
You know what I don't get is these clinics for methadone and
Yeah, I don't get that either. That's
I mean all the power that needs it.
why don't they see, because there isn't a place. I was gonna say, why don't they give them inpatient treatment? But there aren't any places and they can't afford it.
Or the free needles for addicts, but not a person that needs insulin.
Yeah.
I know, it's so bizarre the way things are
Yeah.
thought out and don't make sense sometimes.
My girlfriend and I would go with her mom and we'd go in and get free needles at the free clinic for
Mhm.
her to take her insulin because they'd have them a little thing.
Mhm.
They came with an alcohol swab, a rubber band thing, and a needle.
They just let people walk in and get them.
Yep, free to take.
I don't think they do that here where I am. But
Well, I seen where one state they were doing it as a like a snack machine. They had the
ew.
the kids, the what are they that revive you if you overdose. Those kids.
Oh, Narcan.
Yeah,
Yep.
they had them in a vending machine.
Yep.
Hmm.
So we'd go in and get needles. Her mom and I, friends of hers, because she could barely afford her insulin, and then on top of that, the needles. And then we found out you could go get free needles that were exactly the same needles that she would get for her insulin.
I don't know.
Yep. So we'd go to the clinic and get them for her. That's what I think is pathetic.
I don't get the reasoning. Like, explain people.
The reason they give free needles out is so you don't pass AIDS. That you don't
I
really.
mean, I get that to a point, but there's got to be more thinking about it. You can't just. I don't understand how this country makes decisions. I really don't. One or two people decide something, and then that's it.
Oh.
Doesn't make sense to me.
Just like our elderly or a person that works their life off gets
Yeah.
and has to pay all this health care, but a family can go get free medical assistance and not pay a dime in prescription.
I know. I don't understand.
Yeah,
My father-in-law, who worked his ass off, now collecting his Social Security, still pays out at the butt $400 or $500 for his prescriptions.
Yeah. I know. I don't
We don't
understand.
They're elderly right in this country.
No. They just want them to die, so they don't.
Yep. So they can keep their money they worked. I mean, look at my mom. She worked her entire life, never touched her Social Security because she died before she collected. I personally think all that money that was paid in, that my mom paid in for 63 years, should pass down to her family.
Yeah.
She never got to draw her Social Security. So I should get her Social Security because I'm her living child when I go to get it. But no, that's not how it works. So
Nope.
all this money that my mom paid in all those years, the state gets it.
Well, if you would have been under 18 when your mom passed, you would have got it.
Yep. Exactly. That's why I said, what makes a difference if I'm 18 or in my 40s when my mom passes? I should get that.
Yep. That's what I mean. I don't understand who makes these laws.
And I don't think our government should be able to borrow from our Social Security department either.
Uh,
You
mhm.
know, all those rumors about Social Security eventually running out, that is not true. That
No.
is not true.
Nope. It'll never run out because they get people like my mother who paid in all those years that die before they can collect.
The whole system's fucked up, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah.
And they make it seem like it isn't. With all their lies. Whenever they talk, it's a lie, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't believe hardly any of it.
People are like, Trump did this and Trump did that. Whatever.
Yeah,
Right?
but it's been happening for years and years. It's not just
Yeah.
one, it's all of them.
Yeah.
Because they all have to buy
Yeah.
in somehow.
They don't care. Once they get in that good job position, they don't care about the people they're supposed to be representing.
No.
They don't represent us people anymore.
No. Whoever's paying for their campaign.
Yep. And I think it should be limited, but they can also, too, not a life. When you have somebody that's been in the position they are in our government,
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi, and I can name a few.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
That should be limited, just like our presidency.
Yeah. Yeah, it should. Mm-hmm.
I mean, our government people should not be living in $billion or $1 million homes.
No, and they should have the same
They should be
shit
like,
that regular people do.
they should only be making a minimum of what we as an average American make.
Mm-hmm.
80,000 a year, if that. I mean, we
Yep.
live on 40. Yeah, they wouldn't like me out there. 'Cause,
I live on 12.
yeah. They should have to sit there and go, I know what my people want. Well, if you really knew what your people want, like they claim, then we wouldn't be struggling as Americans that are an average family.
Not only that, but when they say that, they only know
The rich.
what the people that go to all their meetings say.
They
And
don't
there
want-
might be one or two families that are very low income, but the rest,
They ain't walking the streets. I almost died when I listened to Nancy Pelosi say that, and then they went in her district and she has homeless people on her street. But you know what your people need?
well, everybody has homeless. I mean, our community has
her
tons of
district-
homeless.
Her district and it's ridiculous with homeless. It's I almost
Did you ever go to California, like in
That's where
general?
she is. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's her area. And I was like, oh my God. I mean, I've seen homeless, but these are homeless camps in her district. and they're all
Yeah.
over.
You ever see the New York City? Bad. too.
That they come in and clean it out, and then they take all these people's possessions away with dumpsters.
Nah, that's rude.
Yeah, I watched it on the live feed from a YouTuber.
Ew.
Yep. Their little shanty homes or whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because it's bad for TV. Well, this is the reality that they don't want anybody to see. That's what it is. Except there's too many people that are YouTubers that go do these YouTube videos now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Can't hide it. But yeah, it's like, and then when he tells me this is where Pelosi's district is, and then some other guys that, and I'm thinking, what is California doing with all the money they keep getting from us people in the United States? That's what I'd like to know.
I don't know, but there's so many fucking people there. I don't know how they can even handle the number of people. That place is not that big for the number of people.
But, yeah.
It's crazy. Can you imagine that number of people living in it?
There shouldn't be homeless in our country.
I don't get it. I don't get any of it. It just blows my mind, and I don't even watch the news anymore. I don't even have cable TV anymore.
Yeah, I don't. I just happened to be late one night.
Yeah.
And the guy came on with it. That's how I seen it. And then I was
Mhm. It's amazing what you can see after you don't have it anymore, and then you see stuff, and it's like, what is going on now?
yeah. Because I watched this thing the other night. How they did the statistics of 2022 police killings. Police officers.
Yeah.
And the amount, how it's rise. And I'm like, well, what did you expect? You people out there in the government made it so out that police officers were bad. You didn't back your police force. So now people that are killing these officers just think it's all right because you know what? They know you don't care.
Guess what I just saw in our paper yesterday or the day before? This is a small community, 50,000 people maybe. It said the Greenfield City Council, because of budget cuts and all of that, has voted to stop using the Greenfield Police Department to patrol at night. And they're going to leave that to the state police.
Yep.
So that's like, what? Oh, no.
Yep.
The state police barracks is not even around here. It's not like they're going to have people, state police, like in Greenfield. They're going to have to come if they get a call, and that's going to take. I don't understand it.
Well, a couple of years ago, our police, Green Bay Police, would go over to the Lambeau Field on Packer days, you know. And us citizens were fitting the bill. We already yeah.
No.
Citizens got mad. They could Lambeau can hire their own security. They have the money.
Mm-hmm.
We're double paying. We pay an extra percentage on everything you buy in Green Bay to support that Lambeau Field up the road. And now on top of that, we're covering the cost for them to have the policemen there during game day. So
you know, you don't see that on the news, something like that on the news either.
No, it came out in an audit. Some guy hired an attorney in the Lambeau Field had to do an audit. Because, see, we voted about, 25, I'd have to go look it up, but it's over 20 years to have this extra tax percentage on everything in the city of Green Bay to help pay for Lambeau Field to be reconstructed for more seating, okay? And da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, brother.
It was only supposed to be 10 years. Now it's going on like 25. And there's so much money sitting there that they keep building. And then they're like, we don't know how to return it back to the people.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
You can figure a way.
Yeah, exactly. Give us, every Green Bay address. I get it.
Yeah.
I get if you're like in town, because it's on everything I buy, our property taxes,
Cut the property tax a little bit then.
Yeah. And give us a rebate.
Mm-hmm.
Send a rebate to every citizen of Green Bay. I get that people that didn't live in Green Bay aren't going to get it back that happen to be in town or buy something in Green Bay. Because it's not just Green Bay residents. It's anything you buy in Green Bay, you pay an extra percentage.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
But, so when this guy got an attorney and they audited, that's when they discovered that here, our own tax dollars has been paying for the protection at Lambeau Field. It wasn't coming out of that account. So basically, they were double dipping.
Yeah.
So now they have to pay for their own. They have to pay the police department out of that budget. No longer on our. Well, it is still on our dime, but it's not double.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I think if you don't like my father-in-law, he's 79 years old. I don't think, and his home is paid for. It's been paid for years. I think once you start collecting Social Security, you shouldn't have to pay property tax on your house anymore either.
There's so many things that I just don't get.
Let them live in their house and live. And I mean, an elderly person that still owns their house, shouldn't have to budget to take care of all their prescriptions, and also have to budget to keep and pay their property tax on a house that they've paid for all these years. And then they get to an age like to draw Social Security because they are. I don't think they should have to pay that property tax anymore. I think the rest of the citizens can cover.
So how do you get that passed?
Good luck. A guy's been trying for
That's
years.
what I mean. You can't.
Yep.
The city council has to do it, right?
Yep. In the state.
Yeah, the state has to agree to it. Or it's probably a state law or something. I don't know. It's so confusing.
Just like we're trying here in Green Bay to get rid of our aldermans.
What's an alderman?
They're supposed to have. They split your community up in little districts, and each person has an alderman. But you know what? They collect a check. They never do anything. I have yet to meet my alderman, and when I call him, I never get an answer. That's who you're supposed to call if you have a problem in your neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah. You get vote him in every 4 years. Well, guess what? I've yet to meet mine, and I have yet to have him answer any of my phone calls.
Oh, no. You got to get their address and go to their office in the town hall.
Yep. And so
They
people
probably don't have one.
So this person's trying to eliminate the alderman's position and save the money. We pay him $24,000 a year to do nothing.
Wow.
To go to council meetings and, it's just ridiculous. What do we have a mayor for? Why do we need aldermen?
I don't know.
So now our last alderman, this new one that we got, he doesn't do squat. Now our older alderman, he did actually, but he decided to retire because he's up there in age like my father-in-law, so he finally retired. You call him, man, he'd be return your call within a couple days and tell you, okay, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
This guy that's collecting a check right now, he don't do shit. So I voted him out. Nobody got picked for an alderman. They didn't get any votes for an alderman in our district. There's no alderman.
Well, life is moving on without it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I checked on it, and I asked a friend of mine that keeps she's into that government stuff. She goes, yeah, an alderman to get picked in your district. Why? Because nobody voted for an alderman. I'm like, nobody? She's like, nobody, because the word got out. This guy that's trying to end the alderman and lives in my area, and I remember him coming to my door saying, don't vote for an alderman. Why are we paying for a man for a position that they don't do anything for our neighborhoods? So I guess people took him serious.
good.
Yeah.
So what are you everybody doing today?
Not much. Saturday, so it'll be a kind of a lazy day, but not really.
Yeah, mine's gonna be lazy. I have to wait for Scott to get the snow blow so I can go do my little chores. Then need to go out to the garage. I can't get to the garage right now or get the garage open because it's got snow from our snowstorm. Once he snow blows, then I'll do that.
Might go to my daughter's for see the kids.
I'm going to my son's tomorrow. Yeah, Sunday. Yep, Sunday, right? Or is it
Yeah,
today?
today's Saturday.
I better look. I don't want to screw that up. Yeah. Sunday. Yep. 4 o'clock. We're having a meeting.
For what?
Oh, it's been a nightmare with my son.
Oh, why? What is it? Did you already say and I forgot?
No.
Problem.
My son has not done anything family. It's all her side, his fiance. He doesn't attend anything on our sides. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they're throwing stuff out. Just like they set a wedding date. We didn't know. Well, I posted it on Facebook. I'm like, I didn't see it. And that's not how you tell your parent.
Yeah, I know. My daughter has some of that too, where everything is posted, and my mother doesn't understand it. I get it, but my mother
But that's
doesn't.
not how you inform your parent, your future husband's parents on Facebook or in a messenger. No, you come and tell them.
So he's afraid to do that then, right?
Oh yeah,
You don't like her?
I don't know her. They've been going out since 2018. I've only met her twice. Only seen her twice.
Do they live in the same town?
They live 6 blocks from me.
Well, then what's the problem? He ashamed of her or
Of us.
why?
According to her.
Why?
Exactly.
Because she's rich and you guys are normal people?
I don't know. She's not. I don't know. We don't know. I couldn't answer that. We don't know her. I don't know her.
Oh my God.
She has these opinions of me and my husband and my daughter, and I favor my daughter, and I pushed my son away, and all these allegations that I've had enough.
So is she prejudiced? Racist?
No, I am. Randy, I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Damn.
Yeah. She's thrown all these stuff out at me, and I'm like, what the hell? She put in there that our son doesn't want anything to do with it, and I should stop guilt tripping him when I call him to see my child. That he doesn't want anything to do with us. Well, guess what? I would like to know why. What did I ever do? If that's how he truly feels, I want to hear it from him, not you.
And he won't talk to you?
Well, she does all the talking. She's going to find out that she's not going to do all the talking on Sunday.
That's weird. Like,
Let me hear it, Xavier.
I mean, why won't he talk to you? That's the thing I would be wondering.
My son is the type of person when you say something to him, yeah, I know, Mom. Yeah, I know, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now, how old is he?
26.
So there's only so much you can do anyway, right?
Yep. If this is truly how he feels, I can't. That's fine. That, he says I play favoritism because I go see my daughter. Well, guess what? My daughter includes her parents in her life. My son has chosen not to. That's not our fault. That's his.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't blame my daughter or me for playing favoritism, because that's what he says. It's favoritism. No, that's not favoritism. That's the reality. Your daughter, your sister, has chose to, when she decides, oh, I'm going to make dinner. Oh, I should call mom and dad and see if they want to come out. And then punish me because he told us 2 years ago, 3 maybe, that him and Chantel aren't going to have children. And I went, this is my response, okay? He goes, me and Chantel probably won't have children, Mom. And I'm like, well, you guys are still young. She's in college yet. You aren't married. That may change when you get married.
Mhm.
There was nothing wrong with that answer, right?
No, I don't think so.
She
That-
says they don't like her because she can't have children. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You can't have children. She goes, I can't have children. And then for one, I didn't know she couldn't have children. That wouldn't change my feelings. Don't get me wrong. I'd have loved to see have grandchildren, to see many little Xaviers running around. But if she can't have children for a health reason, according to her, that's not going to change anything. And I shouldn't be punished, because she also put in that sentence that I don't like her because she can't have children and all I do is want grandchildren, because I do everything with my grandchildren. Well, I'm not going to be punished because I'm very involved in my grandchildren's lives.
It sounds like they assume a lot of things.
Oh yeah, and they don't want to take fault in their actions. They want to reflect everything and blame everybody else.
Yeah.
Just like this Christmas, I didn't see my son over Christmas because it's her. I had to beg for last Christmas, not this past Christmas, the year before. And I'm like, Xavier, you haven't been here for Christmas even 3 years. And I'm like, come on. And when you're in a relationship, you have to figure things out. You went to her wherever last year for dinner, and then you came to our house after dinner. Yeah. Well, this year you come to dinner at your parents' house, you go to their house after. That's how relationships work. No, it can't be that way. It's only her family. Easter, Thanksgiving. He lies to me about it.
Yeah.
Because 2 years ago, Easter, I called him up. I said, we're making reservations for Easter. I would like you and Chantel to be there. And he goes, when? I said, Easter Day. Told him the time. He goes, I have to work. And I'm like, oh, bummer. And plus, he goes, well, I don't have the money. I said, did I say you needed money? Because we were covering the cost, Scott and I, the whole family. I mean, that wasn't cheap. And he says to me, I have to work. And I'm like, oh, bummer. Okay. Apologize, blah, blah, blah. Only as we're sitting at the bar waiting for our table at this restaurant, a friend of Diamond says, hey, I haven't seen your brother since high school. He's a good-looking young man. And Diamond goes, where are you seeing my brother? She goes, oh, I'm at this other restaurant waiting for our table with her family. So Diamond says,
my God.
Yeah. Diamond says, snap a picture of them. So she snapped a picture of both of them. Diamond didn't tell me that day. She didn't ruin my Easter. And then she's like, Mom, I got to show you something. It was a few days later. I totally came unglued. First, you tell me you lie to me that you have to work. I asked him to stop by, and he stopped by. I said, so how was your Easter? And he goes, and I let him go right into it. Goes, yeah, it sucked because I had to work. I said, you didn't know? No.
Caught in a lie.
Yep. Called him out. I said, really? And I threw my phone at him. I'm like, here. Next time you run into Diamond's friend, you should make sure she doesn't tell Diamond. You were caught. I'm like, if you don't want to go with us, Xavier, you don't have to lie about it. But don't blame me. He'd say to me all the time, you never invite me to family dinners. I'm like, what family dinners? Well, I see Diamond cooking at your house all the time. I'm like, those weren't planned dinners. Because at one time, all Diamond's kids went to school where I live. Okay? They live 30 minutes out of town. Coda would have soccer. Allie would have Girl Scout. So it was just easier for Diamond to come in and make dinner here, stay in town, feed the kids, and then take them to their activities instead of running 30 minutes out of town to run 30 minutes back in,
Exactly.
So she would bring the stuff and just make dinner here. Well, that's not, to me, that wasn't said. My family dinners, I plan them, I sit down, I invite, I tell you when it's going to be. And I'm like, and you say no all the time, so why would I bother? I quit asking them because it's always no. Just like I got so excited in August, Maverick was playing at the outdoor theater. I called him probably 11 o'clock. And I'm like, Xavier, what are you doing tonight? He's like, nothing. I said, yeah, you no plans? No, why? I said, me and Dad are paying for everybody to go to the outdoor theater, plus $15 per person for concession. Because Scott got a check from his old job for money that was owed to him. So you figure Six and Diamond's family, plus Xavier and Chantel. The tickets are only $8, 2 shows, a kid's show and an adult show. So we worked it out. We were going to take the whole tribe, as we said, to the outdoor theater. He goes, oh, that sounds fun. I said, you want to go? He goes, yeah. I said, you're not doing anything tonight, right? He's like, no. I'm like, cool. He goes, let me tell Chantel. So he hangs up with me, talks to his girlfriend, calls me back. She goes, oh, we're going to dinner. I forgot we were going to dinner at her mom's. I'm like, what time's dinner? He goes, 5:30. I said, the movie doesn't start till 8:30. You still have time. And I said, so you should be able to come. And I said, when you turn into Theater Road, let me know when you're going to be turning into theater. I'll walk up. I said to the shed, I called it that shed where they took to take the money. I said, when you pull up, I'll tell the lady in the stand that I'm covering the cost of you two in this car. They wouldn't do it. Nope, wouldn't come.
Yeah.
It's always the same answer. No, no, no. But it's my fault, our fault, that she feels this way. She's never felt wanted. Oh, yeah, it's all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, and I said to her, you've made yourself feel unwanted. Because if I didn't want you in my life, want anything to do with you, why would I be inviting you to things? And then at Thanksgiving, I got him in this one too. Because my kids come to me for everything, and I'm like, you guys are adults. Work your own shit out, you know? You don't live at home anymore. You guys are adults. So I wake up to messages from him on Thanksgiving, or not on Thanksgiving, about Thanksgiving. And I got a message from Diamond. Diamond says, I'm done, Mom. I tried for your sake, but I'm done with Xavier. I'm done. I'm done. And I'm like, what the hell? So I call Diamond, because when I call my son, he never answers. So I call Diamond. I'm like, what the hell's going on? She goes, I got a message from Xavier that they won't be coming to Thanksgiving because Chantel, I said, what about her? She goes, is upset because Diamond didn't personally call Chantel and invite her to Thanksgiving. That Diamond talked to her brother about Thanksgiving.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
talk about being childish.
Yeah. So Xavier stops in here. Okay. And he starts going on about how my daughter was rude to Chantel on the way when Scott had the incident when we thought he had a stroke. Xavier lives in the city by me. So I'm like, oh shit, I got to get to the hospital. I call my son over and over and over and got no answer. So, okay, I'll be out there in a second. So I called Diamond. First, Diamond thought it was her grandfather. It was so funny because I'm like, Diamond said, I need a ride. I said, Daddy's in the hospital. He had a stroke. And she says to me, Mom, where's Dad? And I'm like, Diamond, I need a ride. She goes, well, I can't go up in the ICU with Grandpa. It's only going to be immediate family that's like you, Dad, and Annette. And I looked at Diamond. I go, what the hell are you talking about? She goes, Mom, they got these protocols now since COVID, and I'm only the grandchild. And I'm like, Diamond, who do you think's in the hospital? She goes, Grandpa. I'm like, no, Daddy, your daddy. And she jumps out of the bed going, oh shit, you know, because she thought it was her grandfather. And she's like, well, Mom, I can't, they won't let me up there anyways. Thanks for telling me, but I have to go get the kid, you know, she had to go to class. So she was like, she was going to tell me, just keep me informed. If I need to get there, I'll come, but I have to go to class, you know? And I'm like, no, it's Daddy. Oh shit. You know, it dawned on her. So we're on the way to the hospital. And I'm like, I don't know how to get a hold of your Saber. I called his work. He's not working. And I went, oh, we should just call Chantel through Messenger. So and I'm shaking. My hands are like this. I couldn't even hold my phone to even bring any, because I'm like, I get in that. I'm thinking my husband had a stroke, for God's sakes. My daughter's more calm than me. So Diamond calls Chantel on my phone through Messenger. Chantel comes back with a message. Tina, what's up? Diamond Messenger. It's all in my phone. Hey, we're trying to get a hold of Xavier. My dad's in the hospital. So then Chantel calls, and I'm listening. Diamond's got her on speaker. She's telling Chantel, we don't know the details. We're not at the hospital yet, but my dad's possibly had a stroke. We're trying to get a hold of Xavier. And Chantel goes, well, he's home sleeping. He worked last night. Diamond's like, okay, I'll send Sam over there once Sam gets to the hospital. I'll have Sam go over and wake him up. She's like, okay. And they hang up. Just pulling into the hospital, she calls back, and my boss said it's okay for me to run home real quick and wake up Xavier. Diamond's like, oh, great, thanks. That was the reply. Nothing more, nothing less. So Xavier's here, and he's like, well, Diamond was rude to Chantel on the phone. I'm like, when? I'm trying to figure out when Diamond talked to Chantel that Diamond was rude to her. Well, the day when Diamond was that was in the hospital. And I'm like, the hell she was. I said, Xavier, I was right next to your sister. I had heard the whole conversation. She wasn't rude. She was right to the point what was going on. And then he started talking about Thanksgiving, how Chantel felt bad because Diamond didn't personally call her and invited her. And I said to Xavier, tell me something. He's like, what? I said, when there's plans with Chantel's family, he goes, yeah. I said, does Chantel's mom call you personally and let you know about it? Oh, no, Chantel tells me. And I stared at him. I said, you can't have it both ways, buddy. It's not how it works. He's like, what do you mean? I said, Chantel wants a phone call from Diamond and me also for stuff, but you don't get that. Chantel tells you. So, and that's where I got told it's favoritism because I'm favoritism, Diamond. No, that's not favoritism. That's the reality. And then the wedding bit. She goes like, if I didn't like you, I wouldn't wear your ring. And I'm like, my engagement ring that I gave my son has nothing to do with you liking me or not. My son, years ago, he gave it to you. I just hope he gets it back in divorce. Well, I told them. I told my son. Entering in America, how the things are. Where it's
Oh my God. That sounded funny. I mean, it probably wasn't in real life, but the way you said it.
But I said, you can't enter in a marriage where it's only one-sided. You have a parents, you have a sister, you have a brother-in-law, nieces and nephew, and a grandfather who do not know her at all. For her to have this impression that she's never felt wanted, I said, how can she have that impression when she's never wanted to feel wanted? It's always no. I said, family dinners, birthday parties, no. Holidays, no. Just because, no. I said, and guess what? It works both ways. Why have you never invited your parents over to your place? We're not the type of people that just show up. I just don't show up at your sister's. She invites me. And my daughter also knows that I don't drive. So if Diamond's headed to Walmart or out and about, she'll call me and say, hey, Mom. She does know her dad works 6 at night till 6 in the morning. I'm headed to Walmart. Do you need anything or would you like to go to Walmart with me, Mom? Of course I'm not going to turn that down. Why would I? But I shouldn't do that because that's playing favoritism. No, that's a daughter who's makes a priority of her parents. And they don't like that. They don't like that reality.
I don't know. My life isn't that exciting.
But it's all about that's what I've been going through. And I finally had it this last time with the wedding bit. What set me off is I didn't know they picked a date because when I'd go on her Facebook, all I could see was her profile pictures. So, and Sam, my son-in-law, could see it. So Sam literally showed me. So Sam could see everything and I couldn't see nothing. And so could Scott. Scott and I are seeing the same things. She forgot to do it to Sam. When she realized it, she did it to Sam too. So nobody in the family can see anything on her Facebook except what her profile pictures. And then last week, Xavier put looking for a DJ on his Facebook.
Tina, before you go any farther, are you friends with her?
On Facebook?
Yeah.
I was, but I found out she had me limited.
Yeah, I was gonna say either she unfriended you or she's blocked you from seeing things. And
yep, so I unfriended her. I'm like, why be friends with her? I can't do anything anyway. So she's pissy about that. I'm not friends with her on Facebook either. I don't need to be friends with you on Facebook. So last week, Xavier put a post looking for a DJ. Scott's at work on his break and says, what do you need a DJ for? So they start chit-chatting back and forth. And that's how me and Scott found out they picked a date. So then I wake up and I'm sitting here chilling. I get this message and I'll read it to you because I don't think this sounds like she wants us to. Because it wasn't like, hey, by the way, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you weren't, didn't know.
Just don't go. Don't even bother.
We are getting married Thursday, July 13th. Location and time to be determined. Reception is Saturday, July 15th at Papin Park. We have a photographer booked beginning at 1 p.m. for family pictures. We would like you there, but it's up to you if you want to come or don't want to come. Same as with Diamond. Will you please pass the information on? She has us both blocked.
No, I wouldn't go then. I would say no. It's just not the kind of thing I want to go to.
So I think our son should have came and saw his parents instead of getting a message on Messenger about his wedding date. And by the comment of, we'd like you to come, but it's up to you if you come or don't come, doesn't sound like
Okay,
you
thank
truly
you.
want us
I'll
there.
pass. I'll say
And then,
no
of course,
thanks.
So then she says, you're twisting my words and making drama.
Oh, Lord.
Yep.
It's too much for me. I don't even involve myself in this kind.
And this is what set me and Scott off, because this is what got me. Well, maybe if you had the backbone to message me yourself instead of having Scott message Xavier about it. And I'm like, what the hell is she talking about? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds like too much of
for me
a
to
pain
message
in
her
the
and
ass.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
why even bother with her? Why
premature.
even participate?
Because he's my son. If it
I
don't
know,
go well,
but you're only
don't go
hurting
anywhere
yourself.
tomorrow.
But
Yeah,
you're just
well,
hurting
that's what I said to my
yourself.
son. So we're giving him this chance. So Scott gets home or Scott's sleeping. So I asked Scott when he gets up. I said, Scott, he's like, what? I said, have you talked to Xavier? Because I had my breakdown. I didn't take my Christmas tree down till the January 10th, hoping my son was going to stop in and see me. Okay. So he goes, yeah. I said, when did you talk to him? He goes, last night. I go, how? He goes, text messaging, messenger. I go, why? He goes, well, he posted this thing about needing a DJ, and I asked him why he needed a DJ. So we started chit-chatting. I'm like, oh, well, then we went into Xavier's because I'm like looking at my son's thing, and I'm not seeing him asking for a DJ either. Well, only to discover my son has me limited too, but not his dad. Well, guess what? Scott called my son and ripped him because I didn't have my husband call my son. I'm not that, oh, Scott, you need to call your son. Only if if Xavier calls me and said, hey, is dad home? No. Well, can you have him call me? Well, of course, then I'll tell him. I told her to grow the F up. That's what I'm like, grow the F up. Well, then I threw out the olive branch. I invited him here. And then we didn't think, because I was like, okay, I'm going to do this until he answers me. Let's sit down and have a conversation like adults. I didn't expect him to answer me. He answered me within 2 minutes. He's like, well, how about out at our place? I'm thinking, what's wrong with our house? But you know what? Whatever, I'll go. So we are going tomorrow. And depending how this conversation goes tomorrow, I told Scott, I'm not dealing with it anymore. This blame us. We've pushed him away. We don't invite him. She doesn't feel welcome. It's all me. And then it's my daughter's fault. Yeah. Because my daughter chooses to be in her parents' life, where my son has chose not to. But let's throw the blame somewhere else. It's got to be. I'm sorry. I swear to God, I think it's a millennium thing.
I don't know. I don't talk to my daughter all that much, and she lives only about maybe 10, 12 miles away. But
I talk to my daughter all the time, but my daughter and I have chosen to be involved in each other's life. I talk to my grandkids almost every other day, if not daily. I mean, I can't be punished because, or you feel that way, that you feel jealousy or whatever you want to call it, favoritism. It's not favoritism. They call me. My son doesn't call me. I call my son. He made a comment once when he called me, and I'm like, hello. And he's like, I said, oh my God, it's my son calling me. He's like, it both works both ways, Mom. I'm like, I've called you. He's like, no, you haven't. And then when he was here, I brought up my phone log. And he goes, I don't know why I'm not seeing him. I'm thinking she's deleting when he's sleeping. I think she's going in his phone and deleting my voicemails and then the call log. Because he's like, he showed me. And I'm like, if that's the life you want to live with, fine. But you know what? Don't drag me down with it, because I ain't dealing with it. Because why would my phone show me calling him and his not? Or my voicemail? I'm like, what's the end game? I don't understand that. That's what I said to Scott. What's the end game for her to do this type of stuff?
I know this sounds childish and wrong, but maybe you should go to her parents and say, look, this is what's going down.
Well, her parents are divorced. I know that much.
Well,
I don't know.
Whoever she spends the most time with, wherever they're invited to, that's who I would go to. But like I said, it sounds childish and it probably ain't even worth it.
Yeah. Well, like I told Scott, I'll try to bite my tongue and let them blame us, and then I'll let it rip. Because Scott's, you do not put words in my husband's mouth like she did with saying, having Scott call. I didn't have Scott call. I didn't know what the hell she was talking about. I didn't even know why, Scott chooses to call his son. He doesn't have to tell me.
Yep.
And then me and Scott compared phones, compared Facebooks. I couldn't see what Scott was seeing on my son's either. And when Scott made a point of that, well, I don't know why Mom's stuff's screwed up. That ain't my stuff screwed up. That's the way you have it set up, buddy. That's on your end, not mine. So it'll be curious how, well, like I told Scott, I gave him the olive branch once. We'll see how it goes Sunday, and if it doesn't go, I'm done. Because we didn't push him away. He chose not to come. We're good this is not the first time he's done this. This is the only thing that changed. It's a different girl. When he gets a girl, we don't exist. It's whatever the girl wants. But once they broke up, like when he broke up with Rachel, my grocery bill went up $100 because he was here constantly. got a new girlfriend, it's back to the same way Xavier usually is. So this isn't Scott and I. This is him. And I told Chantel that. I said, the only difference from Xavier's last relationship to how he treats his family is you. We know it's our son.
I missed
He knows when. Huh?
I said I missed Aunt Beck's creations. I didn't even see her. You guys should have said something.
I didn't want to interrupt.
I wasn't even paying attention to chat.
I was
I'm not
trying. She was the
seeing her.
only one that came in.
Yeah.
I was chit-chatting.
Mm.
She was drinking her coffee. I said, "What are you doing today?" And she says, "Nothing, just getting my coffee for right now."
Sorry, Tina. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't want to interrupt either.
I'm sorry I got yapping. Yep. Yeah. That's what I deal with.
That's what life's all about, was yapping.
2 kids.
I'm at the point now with mine where she does her thing and I do mine, and I don't. I used to try and get involved and stuff, but I can't put out the energy anymore because she's got her life and she's too busy for me. And
Well, you know what is when I call in
whatever.
and I hear the no, he goes on with his life. I sit and cry for 20 minutes. So I don't put myself there anymore. I don't.
Yeah, I used to do that too. I don't.
I know the answer is going to be no, so I don't bother even inviting.
Yeah. And if he doesn't like that, well, that's his problem. I wouldn't worry about that.
So we gave him the olive branch, and we'll see how.
Now it's up to him. Yeah.
It's in their ballpark on Saturday or Sunday, and if all of a sudden they start blaming me, blaming our daughter, all this stuff, I'm gonna sit them in facts straight, and then I'm gonna I'm out of here. Give me my house key, because you know what? You don't need to come in my house when you choose to feel like it. I've done. I told Scott I'm done. We don't have to be at his wedding. He can explain. They didn't even. I never heard of this in my entire life, guys. Have you ever heard where you don't send out wedding invitations anymore? You just do it in an email and you print it off?
I don't know. Yeah, I have.
I've never saw that before. I said to my son, I said this, or not my son, I said it to Scott, how are they going to let my father know? Not that I care if my biological dad, my asshole dad, is at my son's wedding or not. My dad doesn't do email.
Well, then that's going to be the responsibility of your son. If his family doesn't come, that's his responsibility. He'll have to.
Aunts and uncles that don't do that either. But they've never, you're planning a wedding. Once you say, hey, do you have this address? Mom, I need this. Nothing. Boom. They went in my friend list. They invited, ready for this one? This is funny because they sent this thing out on Facebook. Expect an email, blah, blah, blah. So I went in and you could see the people they invited. She went into my friends list and relatives list. She invited a friend of mine that's dead.
Oh my God.
How did she get in there?
She probably went in my son's account.
Oh.
Yeah. I said to Scott, she invited Lori. Lori's been dead for 5 years. I just didn't have the heart to take her off my Facebook. She was a really good friend of mine. She invited my brother Jamie, who's dead too, because I didn't have the heart to take his Facebook off either.
Well, isn't she getting a couple laughs?
Yeah.
I mean, the joke's on her now because she doesn't.
I was looking at the wedding list. She's got my foster brother Jamie invited.
Oh my God.
She's got Lori, who's dead. She's got a friend of ours we haven't talked to in 15 years, but we're just friends with her on Facebook. Yeah.
I don't know how you can even stand paying attention to it.
It just popped, and I saw it because I got it from Xavier's end. So I was like, who did they all invite? And I'm reading their invitation list, and I'm reading and I'm thinking, how did they get? And then I'm like, they went in, and they don't even got really good friends of ours, Scott's best friend Mihai invited. It's like, what the hell? You're inviting dead people, but you're inviting your dad's friend.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Has anyone told her that those people are dead?
Nope, but I ain't going to either.
No, I wouldn't either. Let her find
That's
it
what
out
she
on
calls
her
it.
own.
Yeah.
If she does, maybe she won't.
Mm.
I don't know. People are different nowadays. The way everybody does things is just different.
But you still shouldn't tell your parents through Messenger and Facebook.
Well, you do if you don't really want them involved.
Yeah.
Like that's a way to do it when you're not really want them involved, but you're feeling guilty that you don't at least tell them somehow.
Yeah. I posted it back in November. You should have saw it. That was her remark to me.
I would have said bye, Felicia. I guess I'm too old. I can't. My daughter always invites me to their functions with her husband's family, but I don't like to go because it's not that I don't like the people, but I don't drink anymore and they drink, so I feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
So I do go to certain things when they're outside, but if it's inside, I just don't. I don't know, but I kind of know both sides of it because I'm on one side of it.
Yeah.
But she also said, Mom, you're invited anytime you want to come. So
that's my daughter. She invites me to things that she's having with her friends all the time. And I said to Scott, what are we there to supervise? You know?
I don't go though, because it's not.
So it's like, yeah. Sometimes I'm like, I mean, you don't have to invite your parents to everything. I know, but we get invited to some friend. Like my daughter has friends that invite us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, a lot of my daughter's friends are still friends that she went to school with. So Scott and I were that house. We're like, it's like we had the open door policy. All the kids hung out at our house. That was our house. So a lot of them still invite Scott and I. They say they call me Mom Massey, and then they call Scott Pa Massey. So, I mean, I don't know how many weddings of Diamond's friends we attend. It's crazy.
That's nice.
All of a sudden, a doorbell ring, and it'll be a friend of, one of Diamond's friends from high school just happened to be in this neck of the woods and stop by and say hi. That's, we still do that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get birthday wishes more from Diamond's friends. It's just like Scott said. Man, we always tease. Too bad we didn't have, because I swear we fed the neighborhood. I said this. Scott goes, I wish we had their social security number at taxes. We'd have got a good amount back. Maybe we'd have covered the grocery bill, because it seems like they always ate at our house. That was the type of house I had. Parents knew where their kids were. They were at our house, because the thing is I was a stay-at-home mom, and like the one mom said to me, I always felt good that I knew my kid was at your house. There was a parent there.
Yep.
Because she was working, her husband were working. They knew where to find their kids. Nothing bad was going on. They just hung out at our house. I remember when an older kid, started smoking. He was 18 or 17, and I'm like, you're not smoking in my house. Well, my parents know I smoke. I said, until I hear that from your parents, you're not smoking here. He had his dad call me. We're not happy about it, but you know what? He's almost 18. What can you do, So that's the type it was.
All right, I got to get going. Hillary just said, yes, I'm coming over today. It's all up to her, you see. I said, are you still up for today? And she said, yep, you're welcome to come over.
Is that your daughter?
Yeah, I said, okay, I'll come over after 8, right? And she said, yep.
There you go.
The little one will still be sleeping probably.
How many grandchildren do you have?
Just two girls.
Ah.
I can't really stand being around them that much at this age, though, because there's too much chaos. I don't like all that chaos going on with kids.
I have a 19-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 6-year-old. And then on Tim's, I have a 9-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 3-year-old.
Oh, I couldn't deal with all that. That's
Oh, it was Christmas Eve was, yeah. Let's put it this way. I don't drink that often, but I had wine. You know, I have a glass of wine here and there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Christmas Eve, I had like 4 glasses of wine.
Oh, yeah, you had to, though. You probably needed it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot in one house when you have that many kids.
Yeah, that's
It's
a
fun,
lot.
but
That's,
it's
it's fun, but it's
I was thinking, thank God it's only once a year inside the house. When I have family doings, usually it's outside.
yeah, I know. Outside is much better.
Yeah, because I have the swing set for the kids, but at Christmas it's too cold. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you going live, Randy.
Yeah, thank you. I will see you guys around. I hope you have a wonderful day, and tell that new daughter-in-law of yours to
Grow
take a
up.
break.
Yep. Yeah.
Thank you.
They both need to grow up personally.
Yeah, maybe they will in time, you know. See you later.
Bye.
Yep, bye. It's just crazy. Are we totally ending stuff?
It's up to you if you're ready to go. It don't matter.
I'm just chilling, coloring here.
Well, I guess you were talking to hubby. You said you'd be in a second.
Yeah, he's got a pizza and I'm not hungry yet.
Oh, okay.
He
Why
just
not?
letting me know he made pizza.
Well,
Yeah.
how about I end the broadcast and we'll just stay in the studio because there's some things I want to tell you.
Sure. All right. Or you can just call me on Messenger or whatever is easier.
We'll just end the broadcast and then talk.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick though.
All right. So we're gonna get off
Bye
here.
everybody. Thanks for watching. Ooh.
Thanks, Randy. Bye.